We need to talk. As I stare at this blank page on my screen, I look back at the year and can't believe it's almost July already. I remember the exact pep talk I gave myself at the beginning of the year, and for some reason, I'm afraid that I'm going to be in that same space, just with a different date attached to it at the end of the year. How did I get to this space? When did I get to this space? I need to make a change. And the only way I know how to do that is go to YouTube. But first, let's do a little backstory so we have a little rapport. You know me, I know you, become a family, right? My name is AJ Holiday. I'm 27 and I'm a content creator not only for myself but for a media company called Off the Leash. And I also do a part-time job on the side just to make sure that the lights stay on. I started with this media company back in January off of the pure guts and glory of asking Tabidi Stevens, CSO for Steve Harvey, the infamous question of the year, which was...
Question of the day is, what's been your biggest failure so far and the most impactful lesson you learned from it?
We ended up bringing him on our podcast where we had the everyday talk of what are your dreams, what are your goals, and how are you tackling them and taking action. And that turned out to be so good that he offered me a role as an editor for his podcast, Man's Best Friend. And I'm also a producer for the media company where I am now producing my own show, Top Dog. But we'll keep that under wraps because it hasn't came out yet. But now that you got a little bit about me, let's go back to YouTube. Life has had its ebbs and flows, and just to be transparent, because I'm no greater or lesser than the next person that's watching this video here, I have probably been at the lowest points financially that I've ever been in my life. As I'm overloading my brain with all this information, I come across this video by Earl Nightingale that says, 30 days, pay the price. And as I skim over the title, I start thinking to myself, well, bro, you ain't really got nothing else to lose. Why don't you try paying the price and see what this video talking about? And one of the things that stuck out to me that Earl says, that man does not need much. All he needs is purpose and faith. And from there, I felt that my purpose was to watch another YouTube video. And the next video I ended up watching was a video by Dan Coe, who's explaining how he made $800,000 by writing 2 hours a day. He essentially says that media is the future, and the best way to establish yourself in the game of media is to create an ecosystem of it, starting with long form content, and then repurposing it down to short forms like TikToks, Reels, Twitter threads, LinkedIn posts. You get the gist. But, like I said, I'm a content creator, so this makes sense to me. I'm down to see what he's talking about, which now brings us to the 4 steps that are needed to generate content on an epic scale. I hope. Step 1, write 1,000 words every day. Now, I know what you're thinking because I thought it too. Do I really need to write 1,000 words every day? And if you're watching this video and you feel any way that I felt, take it from me, you probably do. This is going to help you create the content that you're looking to produce on an epic scale. You want people to binge your content, and the easiest way to do that is to create long form pieces of content every day. So you will never, ever run out of content. Simple. And now, since you wrote 1,000 words every day, you've created a newsletter every week, this brings us to step 2. And this is where we met now. Hi, I'm Paul. AJ. But step 2 is going to repurpose the newsletter into video format. Some people are readers, some people are watchers. Sometimes people are both. Like I said, you want to have content that people can binge. Something where they can sit and watch your content for hours and hours and hours. And the easiest way to do that is to start big and work small. So, from the newsletter, we're going to make a YouTube video like this. So, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, I was about to say Reels, but TikTok videos, Instagram Reels, carousels, Twitter posts, Twitter threads. And if you want to get fancy, go on LinkedIn and put this on there too. wherever you can put your content and it's going to be digestible for individuals to read or watch. That's what you need to do. That's what we're here for. All right, you got it. Y'all track it. And again, this is all from Dan Coe, but did learn a valuable lesson from a wise man who once told me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think sometimes we watch this content thinking we need to repurpose it and remake it in our own special way, not knowing that when you tell your story, it's going to be totally different from anyone else's. So this should take a burden off your back, knowing that you can apply the blueprint that somebody has laid and just tell it in your own way. Which leads me to the next 2 steps, which I think are going to be the most valuable steps for you. Step 3. Now for step 3, we have purpose. And this is from Earl Nightingale. And I swear, I've only listened to this about 48 to 72 hours, but I truly believe it when he says a man only needs purpose and faith. See, I believe we get too attached to the end goal of how it's going to happen. And then we never get to the end goal because we want it to happen a certain way, rather than just having the purpose to say, I want to get to this end goal by any means necessary. And that is essentially what your purpose is. You no longer care what the how is. All you care is the why, and the why is the end goal. Step 4 is faith. If there's one thing I've learned this year, 2023, is that I always need to have faith. Now, this year has probably been one of the hardest years of my life, and no matter if I felt high or whether I felt low or if I felt lost or even if I felt found at times, I knew that it was because of faith that got me back to where I felt peace. And whether you find that in God or whatever higher power that you're looking towards, you need to have faith in something that's going to push you past the highs and lows in life. There are 2 verses I want to give you that, when used, can transform any moment that you're in, whether good or bad. The first one is from Matthew 9:29. It says, according to your faith, be it unto you. See, God will meet you where you are, and faith is the prerequisite of everything that you're in search of. Always dream big, and I need you to understand that the size of your faith will determine the size of the realization. So dream big, because everything that you ask for is required to come back to you if you have faith. And the second verse I like to give you comes from Romans 12:2. That says, be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. And if you've made it this far to the end of this video, I'm pretty sure that you're willing and ready and capable to do whatever it takes to get where you want to go. And this simple verse can change your life drastically, because your faith and your thought process can be transformed if you start thinking better, reading better, doing better, and just wanting better. And if we have faith that our mind can be transformed to believe and see the things that we want to be in the future, there's absolutely nothing that can stop you. So please, transform your mind and know that according to your faith, everything that you wish and desire is coming to you. Hopefully there was some nuggets of wisdom that I was able to give you, or something that I said clicked and helped you get you on your path to greatness. Thank you for those that are subscribed to the newsletter. Thank you to those that have subscribed, commented, liked, all those fancy YouTube stuff. And if you want to see the concept of these turned into 60 seconds, I'll put my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter below. Hopefully you join this journey with me on the path to success and greatness. And remember, stay goofy.